Alright, we're back, Maryland Mini Bikes. So, I just ordered some new welding wire. I'm filling up my tank tomorrow when Robert's Oxygen opens. So we be back in biz by tomorrow. Amazon's gonna have my wire here by tomorrow. But today, we're gonna be working on this cg250. This is a motor that was given to me by one of my customers. Well, not really my customers, but one of my friends. Um, he had some work done on his son's bike, and he was like, "Hey, I got a gift for you." He brought this over. So yeah, I'm kind of hyped up about it because it's a 5-speed manual transmission, 250 cc, 4-stroke engine. So I believe this thing has a cam in it, which I'm going to be upgrading to. But what I want to do is a teardown video of this. I have worked on the CR motors, a lot of the CR motors. I'll show you which ones I'm talking about. So these are the CR motors that I'm used to working on. These are just basically, well, this red one runs. This one I wouldn't it would need a full rebuild. Yeah, these are the ones I'm used to working on. I actually have 2 of them out back that's actually functioning on vehicles that we ride all the time. Well, back to this thing. I'm gonna start tearing this thing apart. Man, I wish I had a phone mount. If I had a phone mount, because you guys are not gonna be able to see. This engine is just ridiculous in size. But I'm gonna try to throw you guys in a vise like I normally do, and I'm gonna turn the engine to the side so you guys can see everything that I'm gonna do today. We're just gonna basically, like I said, we're gonna just gonna tear it down because I want to do a big bore kit and a cam on it. And I'm not sure if I should do a shifter cart or build like a drag bike with this thing. I'm really not sure what I want to do. So you guys are just gonna have to stay tuned and help me out with the pick. Let me know what I should do. Should I do a shifter cart or should I do a drag bike, 5-speed, 250 cc? Well, it would be 300 cc drag bike build and just send it. Let me know what you guys want me to do. I'm gonna do whatever you guys want. I'm gonna do it. So yeah, so I'm gonna turn this big beast around. Hope you guys can see it. Hopefully don't take down my workbench in the process. This thing is freaking ridiculous. Let me see if you guys can see. Okay, good. So, all right, I'm just gonna leave it back there. Use this battery to prop it up. This battery don't work. Probably no. I could probably get it working again, but it doesn't work. So, first of all, let me see where you guys are. All right, let me turn it this way because I gotta actually get these covers off the front. Let's make sure it don't fall off the bench. All right, so first we're going to be removing this. We're going to be removing this. This cover, this little silver cover. I don't know if you guys can see. Okay, y'all can see it. This little silver cover, this little silver cover. We're going to put the engine on top dead center, and then we're going to start removing things from the top. So first of all, we would need a Phillips screwdriver. Phillips screwdriver. Hopefully these screws. Oh, another thing, this engine was sitting out in the weather for a while. So the reason why I want to tear it down is I want to make sure that the cylinder walls, I want to make sure the exhaust port is clean, the intake port is clean, and all that good stuff. So yeah, we're gonna be pulling this off. Okay, we got one that don't want to come. Okay, we got 2 that don't want to come. So it looks like we're going to be pulling the entire cover for this. Oh, okay, there's one. Let's see. I may not have to pull it. I just got to do a little bit of work. Give me a second to get this off. Basically, I don't want y'all to miss all the fun. I spun the engine back around. Yeah, I'm dropping my tools. So basically, trying to get these out. This is stripped. Doesn't want to come out. Let me make sure. Yeah, so basically I got to use this here. It's either this or an extractor. I don't feel like drilling, so I'm actually going to put a little divot in this screw. I don't know if you guys can see that little divot I just put in there. We're gonna see if we can rip it off. See if we can. Did it move? Let's see here. Okay, there we go. So, yep, there we go. So, I don't want y'all to miss all the fun. I'm gonna try to show you guys some cool tips and tricks. So, what I do for a living is I'm a heavy equipment mechanic. I'm a master electrician. That's my title. So I do a little bit of everything. I'm a master mechanic where I work at and everything. So all of this stuff, all of these techniques that I'm showing and using is what I use on a daily basis. So yeah. Let me get a flat head. We're going to take this cover off the top. I'm going to have to spin the motor around for you guys again. All right. So, all right, so we pulled this off. I'm seeing oil in this cover. There shouldn't be any oil in this cover unless you got an oil seal blown. So, well, yeah, it shouldn't be. I don't know. This, like I said, this is the first time I'm tearing down a CG engine. The CR motors, there's no oil in this cover. So it may be okay, it may not be okay. We'll see. I'm going to make sure everything's good before we go run this thing, though. Let me spin this around for you guys. Okay, so I'm not going to spin it around yet. We want to take the spark plug out, which is on this side. So what we have to do now is put this engine on top dead center. In order to find the compression stroke for this engine is basically we're going to take the spark plug out and we're going to find, let's see if I can find my spark plug taker outer. If not, then I have this over here, which should work. Let's see. It's the wrong size. Let's see if this one will work. This one should work. Okay, so we're going to take the spark plug out real quick. I would bring you over, but I think you guys all know how to take the spark plug out. Basically, bring the spark plug out of this side, and we'll see what the tip of the spark plug looks like since this thing been sitting in the weather for a while. This thing, I like this engine because it has a kickstart. It has a kickstart on it, and I think that's really, really cool. All right, so you can see the tip of it is all corroded, so you can tell it's been in the weather for a while. So when we get this head off, it's going to probably be some interesting things to be seen in there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to crank this engine over. Let's see if it even cranks over. I mean, if not, I'm just going to rebuild it. All right, so I'm going to put my finger over the hole for the spark plug, and I'm going to crank this thing over. Oop. Okay, so this is not the right size. What is this? Oh, it's a half. So it's most likely a. Let's see what we got up here. I don't think it's this. It's not a half. Let's do a 12 millimeter. 12 millimeter socket. And so far, this thing acts like it doesn't want to turn over. We're going to see if it does, though, because we're going to try. So, we might have to, I don't know what might be causing it not to turn over. Okay, so what we're going to do, since it's not at top dead center, we're going to just start removing the head. Like I said, it's not going to hurt anything. So, give me a second. So what we have, we're going to do the valve cover first, which is 12s, I believe. Yep, it's 12s. let's do this. So let's get this wrench out. So it's a lot easier. All right, so we got the 4 valve cover bolts off, and they have these copper gaskets. We have the 4 caps and copper gaskets. Now we're going to be taking the 8 millimeters out. My battery's down on that. I'm gonna get a new battery in a second. All right, and we should be able to pull the head off. I mean the valve cover off. I might have to tap it a little bit. I'm gonna get my rubber mallet. So it looks like, I don't know why I didn't take this cover off. Moving too fast. So basically we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 8 millimeter bolts, 2 shorties that go inside this side cover, and then we have 4 main valve cover bolts that are actually the head studs and everything too. So just pull them off, get this cover off. It should show you the chain. I believe we can, so it's just like the CR motors. So you have your cam there, you have your timing chain and everything, and then you have all your valve train under this cover here. So we're gonna pull. Okay, so on this motor, it looks like, let me see. So it looks like, okay, it looks like we're gonna have to take the starter out, pull the tensioner off the chain, pull these 2 bolts off, and then pop this sprocket off. So it's just like the CR motors, which is weird because no, maybe not. Okay. I'm having a little refresher because it's been a while since I rebuilt the built the CR motors. But so let me plug my phone in for you guys so it don't die on you. But I'm going to be removing this here. So the purpose of putting it at top dead center, which we can't get to right now, is put you guys on the charger. Is to have the cam have all the pressure off the cam lobes, all the pressure off of everything else, but we can't get it to top dead center, so we're just gonna have to see how we can do it. So first I'm gonna pull this starter back out. I'm probably not gonna be using this electric starter. I don't know. Let's see. Get my screwdriver. Just gonna gently pry on this. It pops out. Starter could be the reason why it's not turning, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's see if we can turn the starter by hand. No, so the starter is not the reason why it's not turning. Let me see. So I kind of don't want to turn it because I don't know what kind of like issues we might have in the cylinder. I don't want to scratch the cylinder up too bad. Oh, there's the light. So let me see if this light works. Nope, that light doesn't work either. Huh. So just looking down into the, so the valves look like they're going to need reseating. Can't see the exhaust valve, it's so dark. So, like I said, I don't like pulling the motor apart like this, but I will. So these marks, there's marks on the top and the bottom of this. I just need one of those marks to be, it's a little arrow up here that it needs to go to. And how do I want to do this? Oh, okay, hold on, wait a minute. Okay, I see what, okay. So, all right, so like I said, this is my first time tearing apart one of these CG motors. Again, we're gonna pull these covers off. This will expose, should be our lash caps and tops of our valves. Let's see what they even look like. Hopefully I don't lose any parts when I pull this off, because I can feel like the stress on the cam. I don't like doing it this way, but like I said, I can't get the motor to turn over to the top dead center. Yeah, that's just the top of the valves there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull it off. The cam will move, but we'll get it back in time. So, and it looks like this motor might be still with oil. So I've seen people replace these to roller rockers, so it reduces friction inside the engine. I mean, and it frees up power that could have been there from the jump. Like it, when you have these, it's not really freeing up all the power. So yeah. So there's our cam. Okay, so this is okay. It's not too bad. Like I said, the tensioner is still on here, which I really don't like doing it like this. But I'm going to try to get this tensioner without tearing up anything. Get my Allen keys. Got, ain't it? Should be this size. Oh, come on now. I don't know what size this is. So I gotta try a couple. Alright. Let's see. I bet it's this size. Oh, jeez. Man. Okay, alright, I got one. So here's my workbench piling up with tools again. It's alright though. Pop that out. I'm gonna move this out of the way. Pop that out. I'm not gonna pull these screws all the way out because I don't want it to pop out. There's a spring behind this here. On all these CR motors, I think you just tap this cover. Get it loose. There we go. Pop it loose. Not sure if you can see. Oh yeah, you can't see nothing I'm doing. But there's a little cap here. Little cap right here. Basically, this is the tensioner for your timing chain right here. See how it's moving around as I'm moving this. So basically, I'm gonna try to get this cam out of here without pulling it all the way out. I'm just gonna have to do it. It's all right. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. Pull it all the way out. Put this middle screw back in there a little bit. It's trying to come out. There's a gasket on there. It should pop right off there. There we go. There we go. So there's a tensioner. That's your tensioner. This thing goes, or it might be the spring down in there. Oh no, this just, well, this is a tensioner. You just can't push it by hand. Yeah, you just can't push it by hand. So we're gonna set this over to the side, and this chain should be loose. You should be able to work this chain off of here. Get this bad boy off. Like I said, we're gonna put this thing back in time. Like I said, and another thing, we're actually going to be replacing this cam with a better cam, bigger cam, faster cam. So it's not just going to be a 200cc, I mean a 300cc big bore. It's actually going to be a cammed 300cc big bore when I'm done with it. This is going to be later down the road, so I'm just doing a teardown vid just to keep the content going for you guys. I'm going to try to get this chain back out of here. I don't like dropping the chain down here, even though it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I like to keep it up here where I can reach it. Really doesn't matter. I'll leave it down in there. I like to keep it up here. That. I just leave it like kind of like this. All right. So now we have a couple bolts to remove the head, which actually I think it might be released. So this motor is a lot different than there's another style CG motor that they have, and it's a little different than this one. So we're going to take this 8mm out here. So this video is going to be a little bit long. I try not to do long videos. Oh, look at that. That does not look good. So this actually runs down through everything. So if it's looking like this, yeah, we might have to do an actual rebuild on this thing. Oh man, I don't like the way that looks. So, all right, we're going to set that to the side. Let me see something here. There shouldn't be anything left. Oh, we got one bolt at the bottom. I believe that the head separates from, okay, we're getting some oil drippage. So we're going to see if this thing actually pops open. I believe that the oil may be, like I said, the oil, there's still oil on this thing. I hope it's not oil in it. But we're going to prop it up so we don't make a super huge mess. That's why I keep the towel on my bench. So we're going to see if we can get this head off first. Should be able to pop it right off. I don't really care for the gaskets. Like the big bore kit comes with new gaskets and stuff like that. So I believe I got to take this one last screw out because the guide for the timing chain is right there. So we're just going to kind of wiggle this until we get it out of there, off of there. Like I said, man, I love doing these types of builds. I love it. Just pop it off. Yeah, I think we might have to pull. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull it off because I don't want to have a problem with, let's see, we got a 10mm up here. Should be a 10. Yeah, go ahead and pull this off. Ooh, trying to get away from me. All right, pull this off here, and pull this guide out of here because I think the guides go in like this, like in the shape like this. So you can't pull this off without taking one of the guides out so it don't get wedged inside the actual the block itself, the cylinder block itself. So we slide this out. Yeah, drop down in there. This is the screw that come out of it. We're gonna set that over there, and then we should be able to get this thing slid off it. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna slide this up. My chain is down on the block. Looks like we're gonna have to replace this seal. Here's an oil seal right here. This is how the oil gets up to the head. Just gotta wiggle it. It'll come. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this oil seal off. So like I said, the big bore kit, if we get a cam or something, it'll come with new seals. This seal is basically coming apart, which is fine, All right. Ooh-wee. Okay, so I think this engine is still good, but okay, I just spilled oil all over my hand, but it don't matter. I'm gonna try to turn, so I can't turn my light on so you guys can see it. Let me see if I got another light. I'll pull down this one. I'll put it like right there. Hopefully you guys can see a little bit better, but it's really not that bad. So I got water, and on this, some water must have been sitting on the inside of this port, because I have, well, you can't see it, but there's rust all on the inside of this port. So I'm probably gonna reseat the valves. What else? The exhaust port looks pretty good. Looks really good, actually. Like I said, I'm spilling oil everywhere. There's oil sitting in the top of this head. So we're going to set this to the side. Let me set it over here. So the head looks pretty good. Let me get me something to wipe my hands. Wipe my hands on something here. But the cylinder roll looks terrible. Man, it looks terrible. Wow. So I want to say it's still savable. I know the guy who gave it to me didn't take it apart, you know, so I know it's still savable. It's just, you know, it's going to be a little bit of work. So I should be able to now. There's a bolt. I'm going to pull it all the way apart. I'm going to do it while we're here. I'm going to pull this apart. But first, I'm going to let you guys see the inside of the cylinder because it's bad. So, yeah, so we got all kinds of rust. So basically, I should be able to get my hone tool in there and hone it down really, really good, nice and smooth, to where it looks kind of silver again, you know, with restore all the cross hashes and stuff like that. We're gonna try, man. It looks all right. I think we can. I think I can get it back to normal. I think everything below this part is actually silver. So we're gonna get it right. Just stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned. You're not going away yet. But we're going to pull the cylinder, the block apart. Try to get you guys back in the vise. Back in the vise. There's an 8mm on the side that we need to take out. I gotta use my shirts to as I get them all the time. Use my shirt to wipe everything up. Look at this. Is this bolt in this side that actually goes through and holds this block down to the actual case. This bolt came out pretty clean. I'm gonna set that to the side, and now the same process as taking the whole thing apart. It's basically getting a pry bar and popping this apart. So it looks like, so the piston is not moving. Let's see if the piston. So you don't want to pry. So what it looks like to me is I'm gonna have to get something down in here. Man, I don't know if we're gonna be able to save this. I'm gonna try though. Get something up under there. Pry this bad boy out some more. Like I said, we're getting more gaskets, so I'm not really worried about the gaskets. So what's weird is I'm pulling this. Okay, I see what's happening. Okay, so I'm basically spinning the whole crank over because this piston is actually seized in here. So what can I do here? So we got to get this thing out of here, which is going to take some. I'm gonna get it out of there. I'm gonna beat it out of there if I have to. So basically, what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna sit this here, and I'm gonna take another hammer and see if I can maybe get get something in between this surface so it doesn't move. We're gonna try to, oh, maybe I can put these things to use. I got so many of these flywheels laying around. Let's see if we can put this up under here for it to sit. Like I said, I'm not worried about the surface. I can resurface it, and I'm gonna get a new gasket. Take this here and actually break that thing free. Moved a little bit. So there we go. It's moving. Don't drop that. Yep, it's moving. So I doubt that it's freed up enough for me to pull this off. Doesn't look like it. Let's see here. What I'm trying not to do is hit this inner sleeve. If I hit the inner sleeve, it'll actually, it could possibly crack. It's hardened. This sleeve down here is actually hardened steel. If you hit it hard enough with like a metal hammer or something like that, it'll actually crack. Then there's no saving this thing. Okay, there we go. So everything below the rust, it looks good. So I'm gonna be able to resurface this thing back to factory. All right. Well, not factory. I'm gonna be taking a hair off to get it right. So I think it's cut from this side. All right. So like I said, the big door kit is gonna come with new seals, new gaskets, new everything. All right. So what I want to do is I'm going to show you guys this. We're going to fix all of that. This motor is actually good. Now we see why we couldn't turn it over. We could not turn it over because this piston was actually stuck in here, rusted inside of the actual case. So hopefully we can resurface this and be good to go. So I know we can re-sleeve it, but we'll see. I'm gonna set this over here and I'm gonna show you guys what the piston looks like, and I'm gonna try to blow this stuff off of here without blowing it in the engine. So yeah, that's it. That's your piston. All your piston rings are frozen in there. So this is probably not reusable. I'm positive it's not reusable. So I'm just gonna go ahead. What I'm gonna do before I let you guys go, is I'm actually going to take this engine and I'm gonna turn it over so you guys can see. It ain't nothing with the crank. I'm gonna try to get the timing chain back through here, which that's why I don't like letting it drop, which is not a big deal. Like I said, it's not a big deal. And get it back out of here. You should be able to just reach down there and grab it using like a flathead and your fingers. But by the time I'm done with this thing is gonna be a beast. It's gonna be a beast. I really think I'm gonna do a 300cc drag bike. I really think that's what I'm gonna do. I'll take it down the track and have a good time with it. Come on. Okay, so what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to turn the crank, which where is the extension on the 12. Turn the crank, because I think when I turn the crank, it actually wrapped the chain around the other way. Yeah, so it just wrapped the chain around the thing. Got it wedged just a little bit, so now we can just pull baby. There we go. Now, all right, so we're going to turn this crank a little bit so we get the chain all the way unfree. I mean, yeah, unstuck. Just turn it until it comes all the way out. Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted. Give me some more. See if I have to, maybe I have to bring it up the other way. All right, guys, I got it. So basically, I should be able to turn this engine over. Turns over freely. There is no play in the connecting rod. No play, none at all. So this engine is still good. This engine is still good. It should fire up on the first time. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this piston out and get all this nasty, dirty stuff out of the way right now. So pull this wrist pin out. There's a wrist pin, C-clip, circlip. I'm gonna set this over here, and then let me wipe my hands. Like I said, I'm gonna clean all of this stuff up. This engine's gonna look brand new when I'm done with it. I might even paint it, send it to the powder coater, and make it look really nice. Slide this clip out of here. And there you go. There's your piston. So I'm gonna set this stuff over to the side. Like I said, the new piston is gonna come with new C-clips and everything else. The rod doesn't look like it's been overheated. I'm gonna show you guys. If this thing really was ran like ridiculously, this rod would have some type of like bluish tint to it. Like it almost, honestly, the oil even still looks golden brown on the cam balancers on the crankshaft. So yeah, guys, stay tuned. This probably won't be rebuilt for another probably another 2 to 3 weeks. I gotta order some parts, but yeah, guys, stay tuned. This motor is good, so I actually can't wait to get it back together with the big bore kit with the cam and everything. The last teardown that I did, the customer haven't sent me the upgraded parts for it and everything. But that one's coming soon too, so y'all just stay tuned.